So October 12th, here's the herd at that lives above Iron Gate Dam. This is Wild Horse Ranch here. So this is our herd of cultural heritage horses. This is probably, I would say 80% of the herd here, maybe 70%, but you look at all the different phenotypes. This is a very unusual herd. It's not a monocolored herd. We have all kinds of different horses, Kygers, we have Iberians, we have Appaloosas, and it's a very unusual herd, and it's a very special herd because this was first seen, the ancestors of these horses, I should say, were first seen in 1580 by Sir Francis Drake. So this is a very unusual herd. There's a lot of those old world genes here. In speaking with Gus Cawthorn at Texas A&M University, he does believe that it's certainly possible that splinter populations of wild horses survived the Ice Age, and that would explain Drake's observation. Drake was a military officer exploring the West Coast for potential settlement by the British. So it was a military mission for him to put that he saw horses with the indigenous people here, right here where I'm standing on the Cascade-Siskiyou Mountains on the Oregon-California border. It was a strategic observation. He was looking for timber, water, gold, and of course horses being one of the most valuable resources in those days. Probably worth more than gold. Without a horse or a mule, you had nothing. You couldn't get around, you couldn't survive, you couldn't haul things. So these guys here back then in 1580 were priceless. They still are today. They reduce our fire fuel up here, they reseed the landscape, they do so much. And so we're engaged in diversionary feeding to keep them out of the toxic plants in the sediments down in the lake bed. We do know from CDM Smith that those sediments contain a host of organophosphate toxins, DDT, DDE, dioxin, furan, and then of course a lot more, and then the heavy metals. So lead, arsenic, cadmium, you name it, aluminum, lots of aluminum. So we're trying to keep them out of there for a couple reasons. Mostly because I don't want to have a bunch of genetically defective and deformed babies. So don't want to see horses dying or sick. And that's what's going to happen. Animals that are feeding, like the deer, the rabbits, the elk, that will go down there no matter what, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a real problem because those horses, or those game animals, I should say, the deer, the elk, the rabbits, they're going to get heavy metal accumulation. Those are bioaccumulative toxins, as well as DDT and DDE, dioxin, all those things, PCB, they're all in there. So anyway, this is our cultural heritage herd. Siskiyou County should be proud to have a herd of horses like this. It's one of the few in the world. According to the BLM, there's only 59,000 wild horses left in America. That's according to the BLM, not horse advocates. That's according to the BLM, 59,000 horses left. So if that's a shocking number, and up here where we have lions and bears and things, and livestock oriented, cows, sheep, goats, that kind of fire fuel reduction is not practical because, as we learned the hard way when Oregon Department of Fish and Wildlife put in the 50 mountain goats, these are native species mountain goats over in Jenny Canyon over there. They put them in Jenny Canyon not far away. We saw very quickly they disappeared. In 2 years the mountain lions had eaten every one of them. So this isn't exactly a good place. The horses get eaten too, but that's natural selection. Keeps the herd, the vigor of the species intact. You have to have natural selection to have the vigor of the species, and so we have that. This is a very beautiful herd of horses here, and our goal is to protect this cultural heritage herd. We do have ownership of this herd legally, and so we aim to protect them and for future generations to enjoy, because horses are going to be almost extinct soon. at least wild horses. There's plenty of domestics, but they all have genetic-based diseases from inbreeding. These guys don't. They're very vibrant, and they can withstand all kinds of things out here in the wilderness. So that's why they're still here.